African National Transformation Movement leader Vuyo Zungula says Parliament, guided by the Section 42 and Section 55 of the Constitution, has a mandate to hold the executive accountable. Zungula is accusing Parliament of violating Section 42 of the Constitution by not scrutinising the actions of President Cyril Ramaphosa in the Phala Phala matter. The ATM and EFF maintains that Ramaphosa must have his day in court if there's evidence he may have transgressed the law. Both parties are challenging the National Assembly's decision to vote against the adoption of Section 89, the independent panel report, which found that the President may have a case to answer.
We have a constitutional democracy in our country, and all actions, either of the executive or parliament, must be consistent with the Constitution. So that is the bone of contention here, to say, when Parliament conducts its business, is it consistent with what is obligated or mandated by the Constitution? In a case whereby Parliament rightfully takes a decision that is not in violation of the Constitution, because we differ politically in terms of our views, we can't go to the courts. But in a case whereby Parliament takes a decision, in our view, that is a violation of the Constitution, then the Constitutional Court, because we live in a constitutional democracy, is the one that needs to adjudicate. Regardless whether it's a GNU, it is an ANC majority, whatever resolutions that are taken by Parliament, they must be rational. Now, there needs to be a test. That is why in this case we're saying that on the face of it, if you have a report that is saying there's a case to answer, you can't have MPs that are seeking to review a report, because the arguments on the day by Minister Lamola was basically saying they are basically reviewing the report. Our argument is to say the report is written by a reputable Chief Justice, legal experts. Mr. Ramaphosa was correct when he had some issues with the report. He did not say Parliament has got the mandate and the authority to review that report. He went to the Constitutional Court because he knows it is only a court of law that can set aside that report. As it stands now, that report still stands. It has never been set aside by any court of law. So what the ANC is trying now to confuse people is to act as if the decision by the National Assembly back then was basically a reviewal of the report. In our view, we are arguing that MPs, sometimes they do not even have metric, they do not have the capacity and the legal grounding to actually overturn a report that has been drafted by legal experts.